Hi, it's time for our Lego Bible story. Are you ready? I have all of my Legos out. I think he's roller skating Jesus here to kind of keep us company today. But our story today comes from the Old Testament, from the book of Numbers. And so we don't have our little Lego Jesus. We have our roller skating one today. And our story today has a lot to do with snakes. Now, I'm not somebody who likes snakes. Maybe you are. That's great. They're not my favorite. But sometimes in the scripture, something stands for something else. You might remember that we talked one time about the number 40 means a really long time. But when snakes appear, it generally means something bad, something sneaky, something evil. That's just what they mean in the stories. So in the story today, we have the people of Israel, and they were with Moses, and they were traveling, and they were complaining. They were whining and complaining and whining and complaining, saying, "Why did you bring us up from Egypt just to die here?" They were really, really good at whining and complaining. Some of you might be good too. But they were whining and complaining and just making things difficult. And so the Lord sent snakes to them, and people were getting hurt. And so Moses cried out to God, and God told him to get us a cross, basically. I don't have crosses that are going to be the right size for Moses. And to lift up the snakes, and that if anybody got bit by a snake, they should look up at the staff with the snake on it, and they would be healed. And so that's what Moses did. And then whenever anybody got bit by a snake, they looked up at the staff with the snake on it, and they were healed. It's an interesting kind of story. You might even recognize the symbol with the snake on it because it's used in medicine. So the next time you're in a doctor's office or things that are medical, check it out and see. But we have Moses, and he is leading the complaining people. I wonder if you ever listen to the complaining people and think, oh my goodness, there's room for me too, because some days are just complainy days. That's what I think sometimes. I think it's fun to follow the people who do the right things, but sometimes it helps me to hear when people weren't just thinking everything was wonderful all the time, that they were complaining. I think right now we've got lots of people complaining because they're tired of pandemics. And the people of Israel were tired of being in the wilderness. And they questioned whether or not God really wanted them or forgot about them or was still around. And they complained and complained. And then the snakes came. It's hard to make snakes with Lego. And the people got hurt, and some of them died. But they came to Moses and said, "We realize we did what was wrong. We're sorry. Can you pray to God for us to take the serpents away from us?" And that's when God told Moses to pick up the serpents on the pole, and then anyone who looked at it would live. This is as curvy as I can find. That's going to be our snake. And so whenever the people got bit by the snake, Moses would hold up the pole and the people would be healed. I wonder what this story means for us today. I wonder if we are ever like the complaining people. Well, I wonder if you are ever like the complaining people. I know that I'm sometimes like them. I wonder how tired they were of the snakes before they remembered that they could talk to God, or ask Moses to do the same. I wonder why God chose this way to heal the people, where they had to look up and see the snake. I wonder if it's a reminder that even when we are being snaky, being sneaky, being really not who we were created to be, that even then, God hears us and loves us and listens to us. Because God had Moses lead the people away from slavery in Egypt, and they were still complaining all the time. I wonder if that's why they had to look up, to remember that God was with them even when they were being sneaky. I wonder when they went from complaining to doubting God, and when they turned back. I wonder if that ever happens for you. I wonder if Moses ever thought that he wished he didn't bring all these people out, that they were complaining and complaining and complaining, and he was just doing what God asked for him to do. I wonder if that bothered him. I wonder what Moses did when he got tired. I wonder if he looked up at the pole with the snake on it just for himself. I wonder what helps you remember that you are loved by God, even when you are cranky, even when things are hard. I wonder what part of the story you liked best, and where you are in the story. I wonder what you will build with your Legos.